Alright, so we're getting right into it. My first project that I'm recording right here is a time-lapse of my shading final project, where we had to use all the things we've learned about perspective and shading in a final project. I chose a water bottle to do, and as it goes back into the background it gets darker, and as it comes to the front it gets lighter, and you just see me shading those back water bottles right now. I wish I would have made that other side as dark as the first side, but I kind of gave up at this point and was getting really lazy. And then my next project was like a sketchbook assignment we had to do, where we had to do like thumbnails for our next project, which is what you're gonna see here. My prompt word was beautiful. You see me thinking. I start like sketching out the layout for my thumbnail, so just like the squares, and I'm a perfectionist with OCD, so everything has to be perfect, so I'm making these rectangles more perfect than they had to be. My first idea for like beautiful was just like flowers and nature kind of thing, so I start drawing a bunch of flowers in the first thumbnail, just like doodling kind of, because thumbnails don't have to be your like what's going to be your final work. It's just like a sketch layout of your thoughts. Yeah, so I'm just doodling some flowers. I decided to put the word beautiful up there, but then I have a brain relapse and can't remember how to spell beautiful. So I spell it correctly and then think I spelled it wrong, so I scribble it out. Then I think I'm going, flowers. I'm labeling my thumbnail and then put a few more flowers around it just so I don't get a bad grade on this assignment, even though I wasn't really, I like already had an idea of what I wanted to do, so, but our assignment was to make 10 thumbnails, so I had to make a bunch of thumbnails even though I knew what I wanted to do already. And watching this back and editing it, I really should have time-lapsed some of this, but I didn't think about it at the time. I'm just doodling a bunch of flowers in this first one, and I'm not doing like specific flowers, I'm just doodling at this point because I really like doodling flowers anyway, so I was just doing what I normally do in my like textbooks and things. You can see all the graphite on my hand from the project before. Yeah, at this point I was kind of, it was late and I just wanted to get it done for my next class. I don't know if that makes me sound like a bad art student, but I was just trying to get all my assignments done on time. College is hard, guys. College is really hard, even for something as simple as being an art major. Alright, I'm going on to my next thumbnail, which is the thumbnail I actually like wanted to do. Like, this was my idea from the get-go. I'm just sketching more rectangles because I had to have 10 of them. Making the lines way more perfect than they have to be. Okay, so my actual idea was to do like a woman's face, and her hair is made of flowers, and it's like almost engulfing her, like surrounding her. Make her like very beautiful, and then the flowers surrounding her and her hair are very beautiful. Did I mention this project has to all be in black and white? When she told us that, I was so upset because I wanted to colored, like I wanted to make her black and white, but color in her flowers, but alas, I cannot. And at this point, I'm not like really trying to make pretty flowers. I'm just kind of doodling where I think they would go or where they should go. Making like sketches of just like daisies and some roses and tulip-like flowers. Not really trying to get them perfect. I really spent not a lot of time on these, even though they look like a long time, because this all is in real time of me drawing them, because I didn't have the forethought to put it in time-lapse. I like how I time-lapsed my first project, but didn't time-lapse this one, and this one is a lot longer than the first one. Alright, and now I'm just titling this thumbnail. I don't know why it took me so long to do that. I don't know why I didn't just time-lapse all of these. I'm going on to the next thumbnail now. This is where I decided to like stray away from my original thought, because like thumbnails, you have to like explore your thought process and try to find different ways, even if it didn't originally pop into your head. Although I was pretty much set in stone for what I wanted to do. It's my artistic process. I had to make 10 of these thumbnails, so here's me just like sketching out more boxes. Again, thumbnails don't have to be perfect, but here I am pretending like my boxes are going to be perfect by pretending to sketch them out, but still making them wonky and crooked. Love that for me. Taking my sweet, merry time drawing these boxes. Not like I have a time limit or anything, or like this needs to be done for class. No. Of course not. Of course not. Finally, on to my third thumbnail. This idea was like, I was thinking I really like drawing silhouettes of different people in my paintings especially. So I was thinking of doing like a silhouette of a girl on a swing. And she was gonna like be swinging back and forth, so her hair was gonna be like flowing and really long. And here's just me roughly sketching out a stick person on a swing. And then I decided to incorporate the idea of like flower hair still, because I really liked that idea. So I was making her hair like really long and flowy here, but you'll see a little bit later that I add like flowers to the bottom of her hair. Like her hair is still made out of flowers, and it's just like flowing behind her. I hadn't really decided if she was going to be front facing or backwards facing. But I didn't end up going with this idea, so I never fully fledged it out. Just me just drawing a bunch of flowers in her hair. Then I decided she looked a little weird and wonky. A little bit later, you'll see me like go back later and draw a tree in, because she looks like she's just floating in outer space, and I wanted her to look like she was on like a swing in a tree. Yeah, I put an X by it because I hated it. To be fair, once I added the tree, it did look a little better. Because right now she's kind of just floating in outer space. didn't move my sketchbook properly, so you can't really see, but right now I'm writing like a list of words that remind me of the word beautiful. So I put like nature, flowers, women, sunsets, sunrises, and then I put like different kinds of flowers like lilies and roses and daisies, because those are my favorite types of flowers to draw. Although I ended up, for my final project, asking people what kind of flowers they wanted me to draw, because I couldn't think of ideas to fill her hair. And I actually really like drawing violets too now. Just a flower person, I guess. But yeah, here's the list. You can't really see the top of it, but you can see me writing nature here. And then above that is sunrises and sunsets. You can barely see it. Yeah. Here's me starting my 4th thumbnail. My hands in the way. Good editing, good recording skills. Really great start. I think this is me tapping into that nature idea. I tried to draw like a trunk of a tree, and then there's gonna be like a field of flowers maybe. And then we had to fill the background in some way, so I think ended up either in this one or one of the other ones putting a sun in the background or something, just to try to fill it in. Yeah. There's me loosely coloring in the tree. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is the point where I decide to go back and put the girl swing hanging from a tree. Yeah, and there's that sunset or sunrise. I didn't go with this idea, so I didn't really. And we weren't allowed to use color. It all had to be black and white, so sunsets and sunrises really wouldn't have worked, because it would have just looked like the moon or something. Nighttime. Hear me counting the squares, because I have to have 10, and I do not have 10 squares on the page right now. Okay, maybe I don't draw the tree in for the girl. This is where I want to scream at my past self to move my sketchbook down, because no one can see what you're doing, Emily. Not that what you're doing is very good, but the whole point of recording something, so that people will be able to see it. Not only check marking my favorite idea, but also circling it, just so you know that that's what I'm gonna do. And here's me putting in the different types of flowers on my list: roses and lilies and daisies. I don't know if that's how you spell daisies. And at this point I decided to put up my sketchbook, and then here are my final products for the night: my charcoal sketch, and then my finished sketchbook ideas, and there's the tree I was talking about.